be a crowd at the bottom, ain't with that I climb to the peak. Don't ride no red, but they know what I'm on there.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and all eyes are on Saquon Barkley. He was unstoppable a week ago with 4 touchdowns. It's the Giants and the Cardinals, next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here. As it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Cardinal team as they get ready here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Now Greg Dortch going to bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Cardinals offense set to take over for the first time, and they are piloted by their 5th-year quarterback, 2-time Pro Bowler as well, Kyler Murray.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Now the veteran workhorse. Here's James Conner. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
Back at the 11-yard line.
They'll fake it to Conner. Now Murray. Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Trey McBride, the target on that throw. And it's 3rd down. We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And, gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder, in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in Week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his 2nd start in the NFL.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And he's got his big tight end here. And the Giants are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal from the 6. They'll set up to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. Here's a peek at their past draft class. And, Charles, sometimes you'll see teams that have really specific needs they want to fill. Some can just say, well, I'm going to take the next best guy available. Maybe we see a little bit of both here in this draft.
I think you're right about that, Brandon. Plenty of talent in their class this year, some of which will contribute early, and some which will be called upon down the road. The GM makes the final call after all the input from the scouts and the coaches. Now it's up to the coaches to develop the guys that the GM picked.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out.
And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Saquon Barkley, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Giants' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession. Let's see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They'll kind of get a look at them, get a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. A check on the numbers last week for Connor. 15 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
Not an horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's got some space. There he goes left side. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. He was over 100 yards a week ago, and he's well on his way once again.
Say it with me, partner. Encore, encore. This guy's headed towards getting it done one more time.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown, Giants! Paris Campbell, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And it's now 14-0.
14. Cardinals nothing. Randy Bullock set to kick off.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They start with a give to Connor. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 25-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal.
Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. It's a gain of 11 and a giant 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7. Looking to throw. This pass into the hands of Bellinger. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 18. They'll look to throw here. Paris Campbell, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Giants take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the 1st half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants.
Randy Bullock set to kick off.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Kayvon Thibodeau. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. On the return, Jackson. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And supreme confidence in the kicker turns to supreme failure, as that is obviously no good. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And that one closing in on halftime with the Cowboys out on top. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Gus Edwards, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Russell Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. Here it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. These two coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They go play action here on first down. And this is into the hands of Campbell downfield. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Over the middle, caught by Bellinger. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
A good throw there, and this is a quarterback who's still just getting his feet wet, obviously. And by most accounts, last week played okay in the victory. But I want to know, Charles, what was your impression of his play last week?
Brandon, I think a lot of teams will be happy with okay, and early on, it's less about how many touchdowns did he throw, but did he not throw interceptions? Did he handle it?
Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Giants take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. And that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sideline.
Murray fighting, lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. Look at the big man rumble. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. It's a big-time play there for the G-Man. And even 60 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it, too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Back to throw. Flush to his right. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard. His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get...
There he goes, right side. A huge play there for Arizona. 41 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Phoenix, Arizona's the spot. Glad to have you along for the ride. Third quarter action and a 2nd and 10 upcoming. To throw is Murray. He'll dump this one off to Connor. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And the Giants ready to come out now.
You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them that allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Taking it right down Broadway. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late.
So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Wow, first and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
This is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Here's Bullock now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And the Cardinals, first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here's Murray. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Got a man, it's Brown. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Giants, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
It's like I've been smooth for so long, I'm trying to get rough. Buffing my nails, dog, I'm trying to get buff. Shaping my beard up, I'm liking the scruff. The hills, cause I'm living my life in the cut. Can't imagine that I'm gonna meet my wife in the club. We gon' see though, I feel like she more of a CEO. Or maybe she doing volunteer work in Rio. It's not like I need her, but I would love to meet her. Another day, another dollar.